the global burden of falciparum, malaria, and strategies for control. Dr. Mustafa Idris, Sudan. Summary. Malaria caused by Plasmodium falciparum remains as one of the biggest health problems in large parts of the so-called third world. Because of the breakdown of malaria control programs, the constant emergence of drug and insecticide resistance by the parasite and the mosquito vector, political instability with ongoing wars in many parts, and possibly climate changes in sub-Saharan Africa alone, it is currently estimated that there are more than 150 million clinical cases annually, and that about 2 million people die from the disease every year. The bulk of malaria related morbidity and mortality in endemic areas in concentrated in children below the age of 5 years and pregnant women. Malaria is a problem that needs efforts at social and behavioral levels in one side, and two highly sophisticated biological, biochemical, immunological, and molecular tools to the other side. But there is a consensus that the top priority in the fight against malaria must be disease prevention, which is still far away from keeping peace with the disease threat. Civil society organizations, including Islamic Medical Associations (IMAS) and the Federation of Islamic Medical Associations (FIMA), can have a great role in raising awareness and mobilization of scientists, Islamic scholars, imams, community leaders, and grassroots volunteers to stage a well-designed campaign for sustainable home-to-home advocacy to eradicate malaria or at least reduce its present heavy burden. Constructive cooperation with local health authorities and concerned international organizations is instrumental in the effectiveness of these endeavors. This is the dream of more than 2.4 billions among the third world population who are predominantly living in the Islamic world. Introduction. Malaria is the most important vector-borne disease, accounting for 300 to 500 million new cases and up to 2.7 million deaths annually. In Africa, it is a disaster which is not just on its way but is already happening. There is rapid rise in morbidity and mortality from malaria recently, which is attributed to the widespread of anti-malaria drug resistance. A child is estimated to die from malaria every 12 seconds or so, and the majority are in sub-Saharan Africa, where 5% of children die before the age of 5 years from malaria. It has been estimated that 76% more productive life years are lost from malaria than from all cancers. In all economically developed countries, while the funding of cancer research can be 10 to 50-fold greater. The factors which contribute to this gloomy picture can be summarized as follows. Malaria is transmitted by females Anopheline mosquito, against which insecticides have been used extensively over the years. Extended use, however, has led to the emergence of insecticide-resistant mosquitoes. Now breeding sites for mosquito are created by road building, deforestation, mining, and irrigation projects. Steep rise in population in malarious areas, together with migration from rural to more densely populated urban areas, have led to higher rates of transmission. As a consequence, some people with little or no immunity will be exposed to higher rates of infection. For example, in Karachi, Pakistan, Bombay, India, Lagos, Nigeria, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and Khartoum, Sudan. In addition, drug resistance is growing and becoming worse in Southeast Asia, South America, and Africa, um, as well. The major pharmaceutical companies developing new anti-malarias does not make economic sense as long as malaria remains the disease of poor nation.